Hi everyone, this is your host Aisha. Welcome to our HR talk show, The Perspective. Today we have our guest with us who is Adil Beg, and Adil is CEO at Falcon IT. Let me introduce you to our guest. Assalamu alaikum Adil.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you? कैसे
I'm
हैं
doing
आप?
great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to our show. Thank you. It's really great having you with us today.
My pleasure, and it's always great to be here.
Thank you. Adil, can you please tell me something about yourself?
Okay, well, yeah, definitely. That's a question that I am always being asked to introduce myself, and I definitely want to share my journey and who I am and where I stand today as a CEO. So, first of all, I'm Adil Beg, and I am CEO at Falcon IT, as you just mentioned.
Yes.
So, I started this business back in 2018,
Oh,
and
all right.
then in 2019, I started it thoroughly as an office-based business. So the journey has been, I would say, it wasn't that smooth sailing journey, but Alhamdulillah, as of our today's topic, as you said, change. So change has been inevitable, as always. So I'm a mechanical engineer by profession,
All right.
and later I changed my profession and I adopted software engineering as my career.
If I ask you how it happened, like what is the background story? Why you left that mechanical engineering field and how you came into the electrical?
Okay. So the journey has been very interesting actually. I was born and brought up abroad. So I was always I had that flair and passion for cars, for automobiles. So when I was in like college, so I decided to pursue that dream of mine.
Alright.
So mechanical engineering or slash automobile engineering seemed to be the best fit. But at the same time, I had that passion to serve humanity as a cause, as every kid has it.
Yes.
So the second choice that I had was to be a doctor. So,
Okay.
but as my elder brother is a doctor, so he advised me not to opt the medical field because it's a very lengthy field.
Yes.
So I opted for the second passion that I had, which was cars, definitely. And then when I landed in mechanical engineering, I did mechanical engineering, and then definitely there was a change, and I would say a global change.
Yes.
So IT brought a revolution. So I saw that IT is taking up the space and the world by storm as well. So that's where I think I decided that being an engineer, if I couple my IT skills and I learn those skills, I can definitely play my part to improve the problems of the society, or
Right.
more of, you can say that I can contribute much better in this world than just being a mechanical engineer. So
Right.
that's how I switched into this field.
Right. Let's move forward to our topic today. And the topic for today is managing change within teams. Let's ask Adil about the change that we implement within the team. Adil, would you please tell me that what does it mean when we say that implementing changes within a team?
If I would like to tell you about change, so change is inevitable, I would say. Uh, whenever you see you are stuck somewhere, and as they say always, that insanity is always, keep trying things the same way,
Yes.
but not changing them.
Yes.
So whether it's your personality traits, or your professional way of handling things,
Yes.
if something isn't working, you must change, and you should adopt the change in a positive way.
All right. So, what do you think are the most important considerations when we implement change within a team?
Uh, okay, well, considerations, yeah, I would say you should consider, first of all, the timing.
Right.
What time is it? Is it the right time to
Yes.
implement that change? And secondly, what impact that change is going to have on your team, basically.
Right.
And you should try to have it in a conversation, discussed it with a conversation with your team
Right,
before implementing it.
like in a collaborative manner.
Yeah, in a collaborative manner. I would coin a term here, basically democratic change, I would say. So it's not just about our electoral process where you practice democracy,
Yes.
but even within your organization, within your team, it should be in a democratic way. You
Yes.
should ask people, get their feedback, and then you should take baby steps to implement those changes.
those changes. Okay. So अच्छा, अगर हम नॉर्मली देखें तो ऐसा होता है कि जब आप चेंजेस इम्प्लीमेंट हो रही होती हैं विद इन टीम्स, तो लीडर्स आर द वन हु आर एक्चुअली रेजिस्टिंग द चेंज, जो कि वही रेजिस्ट कर रहे होते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा उस चीज़ को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे होते हैं. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज इट फॉर अ लीडर टू एक्सेप्ट द चेंजेस बीइंग इम्प्लीमेंटेड इन अ टीम?
Okay, yeah, very good question, I would say, because everyone wants the other person to correct, or
Yes.
to change, but it's always I say that change always comes from inside.
Exactly.
So if it isn't in an organic manner,
Yes.
then I don't think that you can change. You can see that change being implemented overall, because if you are a genuine leader, I would say you set an example by leading it,
Yes.
by adopting it first on yourself.
Yes.
So because your team, if you aren't practicing what you are preaching, basically, so I don't think that it's going to make an impact on that. And by embracing, sorry, that change, I think that you become more adoptable.
Yes.
And you can persist, and you can stay an effective leader long than a leader who is being resistant to change.
And I believe that leaders are the one who are going to implement and make sure that the change is being accepted and people are like accepting the change. तो अगर वो खुद ही से नहीं accept करेंगे तो it would be hard for them to manage teams, और फिर वो conflicts भी आते हैं.
As I said,
there are problems.
Yeah,
in the
you
team.
should practice what you preach.
Yes.
If you aren't practicing what you're telling other people, so it becomes hard for them to to set an example.
Yes. Okay, so how can a team leader effectively communicate and manage change within team? Like, उनकी तो हमने acceptance की बात कर ली, लेकिन अब जब एम्प्लॉयज़ को या जो रिसोर्सेज होते हैं, टीम मेंबर्स होते हैं, उनको जब उन्होंने बताना है कि दिस इज़ समथिंग वी आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग और दिस इज़ अ चेंज दे हैव टू एक्सेप्ट, तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक आर द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस टू इम्प्लीमेंट दोज थिंग्स?
Okay. Honestly, that's a very important question. I would say we can narrate an example here.
Yes, sure.
For example, we are sitting here in an arrangement, and I want to change something here, and I suddenly do that promptly, without informing you, or making a setup.
Yes.
So definitely it's going to be not make a sense. Okay.
Obviously.
So same, I can relate, same happened during COVID. Today, for example, it's like I think we are in around the same dates. For example, it's like we are in March.
In March.
So I think around this time we had that
COVID
lockdown, right?
arises in March.
Yeah. So a leader comes, for example, and says, okay, we are going to have it locked down right from tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. So there was a change, in freedom
Yes.
of mobility and everything, right? I'm
Yes.
not criticizing any political move, but when a state change, for example, it's my state of comfort here.
Yes.
If I have to change that, I should have been told earlier. I should
Yes.
have been communicated. So I would like to say that whatever change you are trying to implement, it should have been effectively communicated before.
Yes.
You should tell why and how. You should roll out the map.
Yes.
So that people can embrace that change. They can get mentally prepared for that change. So these are the I think communication is the key. If I would sum it up.
As we were talking about the communication is the key, and we have to communicate everything very clearly, and transparency should be there. But still, if a leader feels like that there is resistance in the team, then how that resistance can be anticipated and then managed?
I see that whenever you change something, basically changes are of two types. I would say there's like a change, a technical change where we can maybe ask an employee to report not to this manager but to this one, or a social kind of change or a disciplinary kind of change, so resistance is always there. But what I have seen I have learned from my experience, the technical change, I would say, or the hierarchical change, it do impacts, but it's of less impact nature. But the social change kind of change is the one which makes more impact on the employees. So the resistance is in both of them.
I think when people go out of their comfort zone, like they have to be out of their comfort zone to accept that change, and that is a difficult thing, and at the same time that is important.
Definitely. So no one wants to disturb his or her comfort zone. But so your question, coming to your question, that how we can tackle that resistance. So I would say definitely if you have followed that steps, basically you have communicated it to them, you have cleared the air by addressing their questions, you have cleared that misunderstanding that may arise, and you want to implement the change slowly and gradually. So and maybe your team members, they might think that something is not going to be favorable in their position, but if you have communicated it well, I think you will face less resistance.
All right. So if I talk about the team dynamics, then I would like to ask you that how team dynamics can be maintained, or I would say that how it can be even strengthened within the time of change.
Okay, so team dynamics basically, I would say, or the ways by which you are handling the team basically. So I always say that attitude matters more than aptitude. So to make sure that the team dynamics are always in place, you must talk to the team members. You should address them frequently. You should be very inclusive in the team, and you should know that what pinches them the most. So that's how you can have a better team dynamics and an overall healthy environment of the team.
अगर हम टीम लीडर की बात करें तो what are the steps that a team leader can take to ensure that जो change हम लेकर आ रहे हैं वो नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट नहीं कर रहा, या फिर जो एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं उनको बर्न आउट सिचुएशन में नहीं लेकर जा रहा?
इसके लिए मैं कहूँगा कि एक तो एक्सपीरियंस रिक्वायर्ड है कि एक बंदा जो उस पोजीशन पे आया है वो उन स्टेजेस से वाकिफ़ हो कि मेरी ये की गई चेंज जो है इनके ऊपर, एक छोटी सी स्लाइड चेंज जो है इनके ऊपर क्या इम्पैक्ट लेकर आ रही है, ठीक है। और अगेन जिस तरह मैंने कहा, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन चेंज नहीं होनी चाहिए कि वो अगले दिन आए और बता दिया जाए कि ये चेंज कर दिया गया है सिस्टम। और
the transition should be very smooth and it should be communicated in
a slow और gradual manner में होनी चाहिए। और फिर जहाँ आपने बात की कि नेगेटिव नहीं जा रही है, बर्न आउट नहीं हो रहे, उसके लिए मैं अगेन वही कहूँगा कि फीडबैक बहुत अच्छा एक वो है, और आपका ये 360 जो है ना वो फीडबैक होना चाहिए। The senior management should also get feedback directly from the employees or the team members about the leader as well. So that maybe if the team is fearing, उनको एक वो है कि ठीक है he is our leader, तो इनके खिलाफ या इनकी change का जो process है उसके शायद अगर उसको resistance face करनी पड़ी तो we will see the backlash. तो उनको एक वेंट आउट देनी चाहिए जो कि डायरेक्टली भी वो किसी तरह जो है वो अप्रोच कर सके, ना कि वो
ओपन डोर पॉलिसी
होनी चाहिए।
ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच अदील, इट वाज सच अ रियली insightful session, and I would like to ask you few rapid fire questions. So are you ready for it?
Yeah.
So my first question is if you had a time machine, which part of the history would you like to visit?
Well, I think a day earlier when pandemic hit our world, maybe I would have diverted that.
Where is the worst place that you could get trapped?
Well, okay, so I would say IMF office.
If you could be fluent in any language other than Urdu or English, what would it be?
Honestly, I would have made Java as our national language.
Thank you for being with us. Stay tuned for next episode. Allah Hafiz.